Welcome back to the Hockey Shop Source for Sports. We're down here in Goalie Utopia with Cam Matwiv, and it is that time of year when we have new gear coming in. We've focused a lot on the pro end stuff, but we never want to forget the second price point. And we've got a new one here from Brian's that bang for buck and value. I'm looking at some of the features that trickle down from their pro, which you have there.
Correct.
I've got the G-Netik X5 here. This is the next price point down. Let's start with what you are getting, and let's include what you aren't getting, because obviously there's a reason it's significantly cheaper, but how's that going, who it's for, how's that going to manifest itself? Give me the big differences between the G-Netik X5 and a G-Netik 5 Pro.
All right, Brian's continues to, produce their high-end quality offshore equipment, manufactured in the Philippines.
If I'm not mistaken, it's at they've developed some ties with the Rawlings factory, which helps, especially on the glove end, because you got people that are working on this product that have been making gloves for one of the biggest baseball, glove factories in the world for
Correct.
a long time. So nice, easy transference.
So, transfer the overall pad. So one of the, better changes, I think, this year, Brian's done a better job at differentiating their two offshore lines with truly having a softer flex pad. Before, the two cores of the pads were kind of very, very similar. It's finally started to separate itself with having the Optic and the Optic X2, which is still a current model and out on the wall. But with the Brian's, the G-Netik series in particular, again, a little bit more of that flexibility. Something just in terms of overall feel on the leg, you get a bit more of that connectivity to it in that sense. You still do get their Primo slide surface, something that we've checked out on InGoal and at the Hockey Shop and reviewed them all, before. Aiding in that slidability of the pad, also it has a durability feature too as well. That Primo
one of the better
does.
ones. One of the better surfaces we've seen in terms of combination of durability and just you can tell the difference between this and their old, sort of stock material. This slides better.
Yep. So moving on to the back side of the pad, it still continues with their strapping system, which we have become familiar with. So that's a refinement of that original smart strap. So now the two strapping systems themselves are identical now between the Optic X2 and these guys. The shin of the pad itself has been raised just a little bit more. Nice, soft, supple, comfy feel on the inside of the pad. Still aiding in that comfortability of that pad, but also in that overall feel and connectivity.
Well, and which you obviously in a more flexible pad, having a little bit more connection, that to me, that matches hand in glove, pardon the pun.
Hand in glove. Wow, I can't believe you used that one.
Speaking of pro features, we're back to our friend. I like the adjustable smart strap.
There we go. So
go screw, Matt.
That same bungee system that you see on their pro pads, again, trickles down to their offshore series. Easy system to do up, works well, available aftermarket. Same smart boot strap as well, adjustable on the inside of the pocket. In most cases, though, a lot of guys are just removing this and getting rid of it. So personal preference does kind of come into play there a little bit.
And easy to do,
yes.
Easy to remove. We've talked about it before, but we do like the fact that you can actually create a gap before your elastic toe tie. One of our favorite things and why we recommend it as an aftermarket option here at thehockeyshop.com.
I do like to call out just the actual thickness of the core of the pad itself. Like the pad's still lightweight, don't get me wrong. But in terms of the foam that they're using, because it's a little bit thicker and it's a little bit stronger, this pad doesn't wear down as fast as some of the other models that are out there in a mid-level. So I find that even like after a full season of use, Brian's offshore equipment still holds up and sits up pretty well. In comparison to the Pro Pad now, in terms of for that overall flex, one thing you will notice, like this doesn't have their Bricore carbon material, calling out the core in particular. So, that is one of the major differences between, going up to that higher end domestic Pro Pad versus this offshore. However, when you start to look at the two, once again, we're not too far off, which is a nice call out, a nice feature, and it's an excellent price point available for you.
A little softer on the flex, also a little softer, it feels like, down the inside edge than the stiffness of this.
Correct.
Just again, like a soft, flexible pad. If that's what you're in the market for, in some ways, this is probably a little softer and more flexible than even the Pro Pad.
Correct. Stock off the wall, but obviously because you can order custom, you can change that up at any time.
Of course.
So,
gloves.
Okay, gloves. So, still, refinement in terms of the glove itself, closer to the actual Pro glove in terms of overall feel and stock fitment off the wall. You don't get the BOA system on the offshore, so kind of key important feature that you will find in the Pro. So if that's your deal, you like that.
And if you haven't used the BOA system before, man, it locks your hand in so beautifully. We're big fans.
However, if that doesn't matter to you and you're looking for a bit of a friendlier price point, that's where that G-Netik 5X glove comes in. X5, there we go. Bit of a tongue twister. Overall feel right off the shelf. Again, to me, not too far off. I mean, a little bit break-in required, but that's with any glove. Again, I actually like the feel of this. This feels, eerily reminiscent of a Pro glove from, a couple years past. So you can really see those advancements that offshore, equipment has taken.
X5 blocker.
Yes. Once again, no BOA, no Bri core, so important call out between the two as well. So yeah, rebounds are going to be a little bit hotter off this. This is a stiffer board. This is also a bit heavier because of that Bri core as well. So something that's not featured on that G-Netik 5 overall 5X. However, in terms of performability and feel-wise.
Performability?
Yes. It's still the blockiest blocker that ever blocked.
You can't have two blockiest blockers that ever blocked. That was last week.
Well, this one can be the blockiest blocker that ever blocked too.
Blockhead. All right. That's the Brian's G-Netik X5. Price point. We mentioned it's lower. How much lower? What are we talking about here? I know you haven't, these are just coming out fresh stock. Maybe you haven't even determined that. I'm going to test you here.
So here's the best part. You can check them out live at thehockeyshop.com. We'll leave you on another cliffhanger.
Man.
Sliding away.